Okay, so it's time for our second interview on tonight's show. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to have a standard interview. I'm going to have a quarantine interview. And that's what I'm doing right now. AM Sniper on the phone. Welcome, brother. How you doing?
I'm good, my G. I'm good. It's a lockdown flex. You feel me?
It is a strict lockdown flex. You know what? This is legendary. But it's good to actually connect, and it's good to hear your voice, man. Because you know, in the bigger picture, the world's pretty crazy out there right now. So, importantly, are you and the family safe, healthy? Everyone's well?
Yes, my bro. So far, so good. Everyone's good. I mean, I'm seeing what's happening back home. My family in London and that. It's not as easy as it is in Cyprus at the moment. I mean, I don't know if there's anyone in INAPA that really got it, because INAPA's always kind of like quiet these times there, you know what I mean? So everyone's doing all right. Everyone's doing all right, thank God. I just feel for everyone that's like caught up in the more serious situations, and England's not good at the moment. And I was screaming about it like months ago on my gram. You know, you remember seeing all that when I was like, guys, like, you know what I'm saying? So I might have to run for something in the future, man, after this music thing. Look after England a bit more.
I think some kind of political office is coming up here. Do you know what I mean? I'd vote for you, bro. You've got my vote. I'll put that out there early.
We'll see. Like, most of the politicians are failed individuals that, you know, either failed lawyers or failed accountants that said, let's go lie to the people and make a living because we're not good at our job. Do you know what I mean? So, I don't know if I want to be that.
Well, listen, man, like I said, I'm glad everyone's in a good place and healthy. That's the most important thing right now. And to people who've just joined the radio show right now, you're not based in London at the moment. You're over in Cyprus. So I just wanna put the settings out there. I'm currently doing this interview, this lockdown flex, this quarantine interview. I'm in a spare bedroom. I'm not in my usual home. There are kids' toys on the floor. There's you know, and there's pink walls. You know, there's kids' clothes on the floor. This is my setting, so I want you to explain to me this where you are right now. What can you see? Where are you sat?
You're setting me up. You know my settings. You've been at my settings when I slapped you at FIFA. So don't even try set me up like that. I'm a lucky individual to be able to, you know, I got out of England before the whole lockdown happened, and I'm sitting in my yard. I'm in my studio office where I'm usually at when I'm home. Do you know what I mean? And like I said before, man, I got a lot of friends and people that are not as comfortable as I am right now. So I can only be grateful, humble, and feeling blessed. And, you know, I'm spending a lot of time with my 2-year-old.
Wicked.
So Melody's really enjoying Daddy at the moment. And, you know, every month I was back and forth between the UK, Greece, and all that. So staying home, you know, with my newborn, because she's still a newborn to me, because the last 2 years have been crazy for me. I've not been, you know, staying in at all with the whole touring and working. My settings are blessed and humble, and I just hope this thing blows over soon, man, because we just want to get back to work, and it's a shame because my new, you know, Diablo's doing so good at the moment, and I just want to hit the stage and just see as many of the fans as possible.
Definitely, bro. I mean, it's good for people listening now to understand where you're at and what you're experiencing right now. But you touched on the new record, Diablo, which we're going to chat about now. Firstly, crazy, 600,000 streams upwards. The record is really moving right now. And the video, bruv, your video game is mad. 2 million streams last time I checked. It's been like, what, a week or so? It's flying out there, man. You've got to be happy with that.
Of course, man. I'm blessed. I mean, listen. At the end of the day, I delayed the video. I don't know if you remember, because for everyone that's listening, me and you're kind of close. You get me? Like, we're friends before this music stuff, anyway. So, if you remember, I kind of delayed the release because there was a lot of setbacks with the whole coming back and forth between INAPA and London and the whole coronavirus. And if you remember, I mobilized my team to help as many people with the crisis. And because it was worse in other countries before it came to England. And when I was seeing that, I thought to myself, you know what, it's just not in me to just carry on as if nothing's happening when I know I can help, because I got people on the ground everywhere.
Definitely.
So I had the ability to take food to elderly people. I had the ability to help people that needed to find a place to, during lockdown. It wasn't as easy as people think. And I'm glad we delayed the video. Obviously, it wasn't the right move career-wise, but human-wise and as a person, it just felt right for me to do that. So when we done that and we saw how many people we helped, we even helped people in Birmingham, London, the whole team just thought, you know what, let's just, if AM's telling us let's all focus on that, we all felt like, yeah, let's help. And that was great. So I was a bit cautious, like, so now I'm going to drop a video that's got cars, ladies, settings, summer vibes in this environment. But then I thought to myself, you know what, it's not our fault this is happening. People are not going to say, I don't care or all that. I felt like it's just a glimpse, and it might be the last of its kind, because we don't know what's going to happen. So I thought, you know what, there's a delay, but we should drop the video. So the fact that the video is trending right now in London, on YouTube, Manchester, Liverpool, I'm hoping it will trend throughout the whole country by the end of the week, because that's how YouTube Music works. It kind of adds everything up at the end of every Friday.
Yeah.
So at the moment, we've got a video that's trending across the country, and I'm really, really, really excited, because there's nothing more you can ask for when you create art. You just want people to connect with it, love it, give you props. And I've always taken my visual seriously. So the fact that people are coming back and saying, yo, that's your hardest one yet, it's like, yeah. 2020 is already secured with Diablo. I know the record's going to keep growing. So my next single this year, I'm going to have to secure the next decade for the whole team. You know what I mean? Because, I'm not here to play.
You've never been here to play, bro. You take your craft seriously. There's always the passion, the investment in what you do, and it shines through with everything that not only how you are online, but it also shows through in your music and in your creativity. That's there for anyone to see, whether they've followed you for a long time or whether they're new to the brand and the name. Do you know what I mean? So that's respect, always there, my brother. Always.
Nah, respect for that, my G. And, the funny thing about this whole situation is I've always been quarantined from the music business in a way, because I was never someone that, compromised or played the media game. You know what I mean? We're talking all these numbers, but what people fail to forget is that all these numbers I'm doing is off the back of my organic activities and my independent team that are doing an amazing job. My 10-letter PR team, my digital team, my right hand, left hand, right leg, left leg, solid core team members that are working 24/7 to make the dream happen. It's not with, we're 600,000 streams on Spotify, but we don't have any editorial support from Spotify.
And that's a big point to make. Yeah.
We're on Apple iTunes charts at the moment. I think today we're in the hundreds or something, but we're not on major playlists. We've got enough support from these organizations just for me to keep my mouth shut. And on top of that, everything that's happening is without the radio plays, without the mainstream backup. I use the pirates of this generation, because you see how we had Pirate Station.
Yeah.
We were part of that whole network. Well, now it's the gram. You've got all these amazing pages like Ball Planet and Banter and Talent. They're the new pirates. So all these numbers you're mentioning, this is the power of people, and just sticking to your craft and wasting more time, well, not wasting, but investing more time in the people that believe in you, rather than trying to prove certain other people that are slowly becoming irrelevant, that, you need them. Because I can see clearly that It's good to have people support. I'm not upset with nobody, but I know that I've always been in quarantine from the media game. And it's always been the case because I've been delivering records from Supreme days. Supreme was a massive record that never got media support, but it's got 7 million. So you can't knock what people will love. And the more people try to quarantine me, now it's like everyone's quarantined. I'm like, yeah, welcome to my world.
I've been doing this a while.
I mean?
Well, this
I've been doing this a minute. You know what I'm
but
saying?
this is what's a really good part of this link up between us now, is that people can listen, and when people talk to me and they ask for advice about how do they elevate themselves career wise, where do they invest their money, what they do. A lot of people look for the quick results. They just see the glossy side of it. They don't see the fact it's not an overnight thing, that you put your team in place, you invest in the right places, you take a couple of little L's along the way, you learn from that, you rebuild into what you're doing, and you create a word here that I feel is very appropriate for you, bro: legacy. Because
it's amazing because I can basically turn around and tell people to fuck off now if they're not part of the team or if they're not down. It's a beautiful feeling to be able to know that you're self-sufficient. And it's a beautiful feeling to explain to people that want to do what they're doing and live their dream that, you know what, focus on keeping your solid fan base active, work with them, spend more time towards them. And yeah, obviously, do I want Spotify to give us more support? Of course, we're probably going to hit them up and be like, look, we're in all these charts and you're not supporting us as much as you should.
Why not? What's going on here? Come on.
Exactly. So obviously we do want support, but at the same time, it's not going to make or break me or whoever is in this position where they truly believe their craft. You know me so well, bro. You know the settings in Iron Apple. You know how much we've worked with building the biggest water park in the world, with setting up the whole Iron Apple brand the way it moves. Now, I could afford to do so many things differently to make it look, in inverted commas, look right. But it's not about looking right. So I can't go and buy 100 million views if I want. You know I can afford that. But it would never be the people's reaction. It would never be the people saying, oh, we like that record. So I would rather have the reality of everything as opposed to doing that. And the beautiful thing about it is it's now showing in the numbers where it makes things undeniable. You cannot buy, 1,000 people a day posting your song on their personal story and vibing to it.
What I find interesting as well, Sniper, is at the start of the conversation you said how you had to come to a decision about Diablo and the track and the video about, do you want to push it out? Is it the right time to push it out? The strength of the visual, does it make sense with the kind of global climate that's going on? So I want to ask you, as a musician, how are you kind of approaching pushing music out and connecting with your fans at this time?
We definitely know that music's not going to stop. Everyone's being told everyone's at home, so make sure you keep pushing content, and this is the best time to do it because everyone's listening to radio and everyone's streaming and blah, blah, blah. To me, it's more like, my fans are human beings. They're not an algorithm or a number.
Exactly.
So whether there's more people in a house or not, if their mind is being infiltrated with fear, stress, confusion, how am I connecting with my audience? What, just because they're home, I'm going to just drop records because algorithmic wise it makes sense to release more music? I'm not looking at that, Jay. I'm more like, right now, my fans are happy with Diablo. They're saying, you know what, we can't wait to do this. We want to fly out. We need the holiday. So there's the positives. Obviously, from that point onwards, I'll see how and when it's time to drop the next record and lead up to the album. But I'm actually of the opposite. I'm always very antsy with my message. I don't know why. Why do I always like going against the current flow and the climate. So everyone's on that. We've got to drop now. We've got to drop now. Everyone's home now. But to me, it's more like I'd rather drop to celebrate this being over. Yeah. I don't care if all the major labels are going to do it as well, because they'll feel like, okay, now's the time to go. I'm not in a rush, Jay. I'm not in a rush to tell people, here's more music, because you're all home now, so I'm going to try and rinse you for it, because then that just makes me exactly the same type of human like the people that are fucking rinsing this corona shit. So, yes, there is music there. I've got a fully loaded chamber. I'm sniper, bro. My album's pretty much done.
Sick.
But if Diablo's doing 300,000 views a day, and if my record's being discovered, and my type of pattern, most media artists / pawns that are part of the game, they got to release every 6 to 8 weeks or 12 weeks because they're part of disposable system.
The system, they're in the system. Yeah.
The talent. Yeah, they live in that system. They're not out of the matrix. With me, it's more like Diablo or any other record. Like, look at Supreme. When I put Supreme out, it didn't even do the numbers Diablo's doing. But by the end of the marathon, it hit 7 million streams just on Spotify. So my point is, it's more like, as long as people are discovering my sound, that's going to be my cycle until the next one comes. I'm not obligated to follow nobody's system or nobody's situation, because, my fans are smart people. I don't really have a lot of dumb fans, so I'm proud of that, man.
No, I love that. That is a sound by itself. I don't really have dumb fans. But no, what you've touched upon there, bro, is really insightful. And again, it is good information and insight to anybody who is feeling a bit lost in the game musically. And a lot of artists do. A lot of artists don't know where they're at. They don't know musically whether to go left, whether to go right. They're comparing themselves to other people and other people's strategy and releases. And it's like, you know what?
And
you do
what?
you.
That's okay. But it's okay to feel lost. Eventually you find your way. Just don't quit. Trust me.
Exactly.
Don't quit.
Now, one of my sorry, Karen.
You'll end up being like a lot of people that quit. Like, a lot of people ended up quitting. And it's sort of, sometimes it also reminds me a bit of the BBC. They're like the government when it comes to music, or they used to be when they were more relevant. But they're like the government. It's like half of the people in that building wanted to be artists or producers, but they failed. So they thought, okay, well, since we are not good at our craft, let's be the gatekeepers for other people and, become like the bullies, like police, basically, like feds. Do you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, that's because they quit. They quit what they believed in. They didn't believe that they wanted to, they wanted to be the producer that they're interviewing or the artist that they're interviewing, but they couldn't become that. So they wanted to become the person behind the board to have that power. Just like a police officer probably wanted to be the cool guy in school and he never managed to do it. And then he said, yeah, let me just go and become let me go become a policeman, because then I'll be, enforcing law on people, and then that would make me cool. Like, all these people, everyone, you got to respect the radio, you got to respect the DJs, you got to respect all that, but don't quit to then go and live a side dream, pretending to be living your real dream when you didn't live your real dream, because you're never going to be genuinely happy. I know a lot of people are not genuinely happy and they're very successful. And that's a shame.
It really is.
If you want to do something, do it because it makes you happy. Do you know what I'm saying? Do it because it's a tool to get you out of the life you're in, better your life. If you know you've been trapping and this is going to help you get out, that's why a lot of people are being successful, because to them it's more like, so I was risking my whole life to put food on the plate. But now all I've got to do is take criticism from people to put food on the plate. I'll take that any day, mate. Definitely. And that's what all these internet trolls don't get. All their negativity is irrelevant, because people are used to negativity being, oh shit, I'm going to get shot. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you 100%, man. And I think what's
So it's all in the mentality. And listen, I want to see, do you know what I really want to see? I want to see artists doing it more and more and more on their own. Not pretending to do it on their own, because obviously you've got the bunch of guys that are pretending that they're doing it on their own, but they all got major deals behind the scenes signed up. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard, man. It's hard because there's so many opinions. It's all like a big conspiracy. Like, basically, music's always been what's happening right now with this virus thing for the whole world. It's always been a case. There's always been a virus in the system, you know, penetrating the minds of people and, you know, covering their ears from listening to certain things that are cooler. Or, you know, it's like, to me, it's weird that Black the Ripper passed and everyone's showing respect, but the status he had as an artist up until his passing, and that's my brother, R.I.P. Black the Ripper, it's a shame that now they're acknowledging it, when in reality that was one of the best rap artists that England, you know, has to offer.
I hear you, bro.
But he just didn't. He just did not compromise. So unfortunately, you know, the media didn't support him. So why does it all have to always be, you know, it's all great, but it's too late now? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Black the Ripper was a great artist, but it's too late now. We got to, you know, send our IP shouts and see if there's someone out there trying to release anything that he hasn't released yet. But do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like the whole media game, you don't need to step your game up and start being more fair to people that haven't got the same opportunities as the people that are basically in the major label situation. So it will happen. It's inevitable.
Yeah, man, 100%.
Whether it's 10 years from now or 20 years from now, it will happen. And this is going to document that. We're documenting a statement on saying that independent artists are going to take more and more control as years go by.
100%, bro. Definitely. This is real good insight, man. And I wish once we're off radio, we'll have another talk about how we can kind of connect this and turn this into a bigger piece. Because with radios, you know, there's always the limitations of, I've got a 2-hour window, interviews, music, all that good stuff. But right now we're listening and we're catching up with Sniper on the phone over there. We're here in London. He's there in Cyprus. We've been talking about his new record that's hit over 2.5 million views and counting for the YouTube, over 600,000 streams. We've gone through some of the future bits he's working on, some of the community work. The guy doesn't compromise and has built his own legacy and team and continues to do so. As a DJ, one of the highlights for me every summer is coming to an island that I love, an island called Ayia Napa, or a city called Ayia Napa, a town called Ayia Napa, a place called Ayia Napa. It's a culture, it's everything. What's happening over there at the moment, bro? Because the summer season, people are looking to get away. No one really knows what's going to happen. How do we think things are going to work out from your end?
There's different insights that we're getting from different organizations. So some people are saying it's not going to be an easy summer, which is probably a fact. I think Cyprus will have everything under control pretty soon, but then it has nothing to do with how Cyprus looks. It's got to do with, will people be able to leave England? Will everyone be able to leave home? See me, I can't wait to come back. I'll be honest with you. I want to come back and get back to my work. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to come back home, but it's a double-edged sword.
No one can win.
At the same time, yeah, no one can win, but it's a double-edged sword, because if Cyprus is, you know, clean and rid of this whole virus situation, but then you got England that's still in the struggle fighting it, that means that they're not going to probably allow people to come over, because it's going to, you know, it's going to be a risk. So
of course,
the best thing that people have to do, listen, I'm not someone that likes compromising, like you said. Do I like the lockdown thing? No. Do I know what this is? Whether it's man-made or whether it's a real virus, do I know? No. But do you know what I do know? That the more we all stay in, the sooner we can get back to traveling and doing what we're doing. Because whatever it is, there's something there. Whether it's a simple flu, it's still there. So whatever they're trying to utilize or say or get across or, manage to impose on us, the world, what we need to just understand is it's sort of proving if it's real or not. It's about proving that let's just all stay away from this. Let's fight off so we can get back to traveling. Because I'm sure that we've seen too much as a community to just want to sit home for the rest of our lives.
Exactly. There's a big world out there. We want to learn and experience a lot more. And, whatever it takes, when people's health is sorted, there's no compromise. When the world is in a better place, I can't wait to get out to Napa. But it's going to be, at the same time, you can't wait to get back to London, mate.
But on the other hand, it's more like, so is this going to be one of those summers where no one comes to Ayia Napa during the summer and the beaches are totally clean and all I do is get my daughter Melody and just, turn into Tom Hanks for a few months and in Outcast and just be on this deserted island living life and, I can still do a little bit of, gardening and farming. Again, I'm going to get a tractor, put some, 56-inch chrome rims on the tractor. You know what I'm saying?
To give it the sniper treatment, 100%, my bro. I expect nothing less.
Yeah, it might be a tractor, but it's going to be the tractor. Do you know what I'm saying?
And I do know that Lamborghini make tractors as well, so there you go.
Exactly. So we got the whole Diablo vibe wrapped in there. Listen, we're willing. There's no shame in the hustle. Like the same way there's no shame, I don't connect with a fan or with someone on the gram because he's got more or less followers. I just connect with people that support the vibe. There's no shame in being a real human with your audience and your fans. So it's the same with life. I've gone to, I've been used to a certain situation in life, but if I have to become a farmer, mate, we're up for that. I know how to hunt. I know how to fish, so I can put food on the table. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be ready in life to always know that everything happens for a reason. I feel behind all this whole, dark moment that we're all experiencing, there's definitely going to be a positive outcome. But to do that, it's got to be a whole collective vibe that we put out there. It's all about everyone sharing that energy. Some people will be like, yeah, I'm not even bothering with that. But there is good people in the world and there is good energy in the world and that will prevail and no weapon or no man-made thing or whatever will prevail over us. I'm just being real, bro.
Definitely, man. Now, listen. Exactly. Thank you so much for joining us today. You just summed it up nicely there. Good people, good energy. That's exactly what we're about, my bro. It's good to catch up with you. Before we go, can you just introduce your new track for us right here as we play it?
Of course. First and foremost, condolences to everyone losing people out of this, bullshit virus. I hope everyone stays strong, stay up. My name's Ayia Sniper, and this is my brand new record, Diablo. Jay Fresh, thanks for the love, my bro.